Hello, my dear students. I'm Mr. Ramik Gebali. I'm a science teacher. Today, inshallah, we're going to talk about chemical combination. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to compare between the positive ion and the negative ion. Number two, write the electronic configuration to an atom and its ion. Number three, explain the meaning of ionic bond. Number four, show the ionic bond formation in one of the compound. Let's start. Comparison between positive ion and the negative ion. Positive ion or cation, it is an atom of metallic element. It carries positive charges equal to the number of the lost electrons. And the number of its electrons is less than the number of protons inside the nucleus. Let's see some examples. Example number one, sodium atom. This electron configuration of sodium atom K, L, M, energy level K have 2 electrons, L 8 electrons, and M 1 electron. So here sodium atom tends to lose this electron from the outermost energy level, and it changes into a positive ion, carries one positive charge equals to the number of charges that lose it. Here sodium atom lose one electron. Okay, let's see the number of electrons of the positive ion and the number of protons. Here the number of electrons of this positive ion is less than the number of protons inside the nucleus. Let's see another example. Magnesium atom. Magnesium atom here, this electron configuration of magnesium atom, KLM. The outermost energy level contains 2 electrons. So here magnesium atom tends to lose 2 electrons and it changes into positive ion, carries 2 positive electrons. Let's compare between the number of electrons in this ion and the number of protons inside the nucleus. Here the number of electrons less than the number of protons inside the nucleus. Let's see another example. Aluminium atom. Here the outermost energy level of aluminium atom have 3 electrons. So here aluminium tends to lose 3 electrons from the outermost energy level and changes into positive ion, carries 3 positive charges equal to the number of electrons that lose it. Here aluminium loses 3 electrons, so here the number of positive charge equal 3. Let's compare between the number of electrons in this positive ion and the number of protons. Here, the number of electrons also less than the number of protons inside the nucleus. Okay. So the first point is an atom of metallic element like sodium, like magnesium, like aluminium, like potassium, and it carries positive charges as we saw equal to the number of the lost electrons, and the number of its electrons is less than the number of protons inside the nucleus. Let's see negative ion or anion. Negative ion or anion, it is an atom of non-metallic element. It carries negative charges equal to the number of the gain electrons, and the number of its electrons is more than the number of protons inside the nucleus because it gains electrons. Let's see some examples. First example, example number one, chlorine. Chlorine atom, let's see the electron configuration of the chlorine atom, K, L, M, Here K have 2 electrons, L 8 electrons, and M 7 electrons. Here chlorine atom tends to gain 1 electron to complete this outermost energy level. So here chlorine atom gains 1 electron and changes into a negative ion. Negative chlorine ion carries 1 negative electron equal to the number of electrons that gain it. Let's compare between the number of electrons and the number of protons inside the nucleus. Here the number of electrons equals 18, but here the number of protons 17. So the number of electrons more than the number of protons inside the nucleus. Let's see another example. Oxygen atom. Here the electronic configuration of the atom of the oxygen atom. 2, 6. So here the outermost energy level have 6 electrons. So here oxygen atom tends to gain 2 electrons and changes into negative ion, carries 2 negative electrons. Let's compare between the number of electrons and the number of protons inside the nucleus. Here the number of electrons equals 10, but here equals 8. So the number of electrons here more than the number of protons inside the nucleus. Again, negative ion or anion, it's an atom of non-metallic element like chlorine and oxygen. It carries negative charges equal to the number of the gain electrons, and the number of its electrons is more than the number of protons inside the nucleus. Let's see chemical bonds. Atoms combine with each other, forming molecules through chemical bonds. We will study two types of bonds, which are ionic bond and covalent bond. But today, only we are going to study the ionic bond. The ionic bond, it is a type of chemical bonds that occurs between a metal atom and a non-metal atom. The ionic bond is a bond that is resulted from the electrical attraction between a positive ion of metal atom and a negative ion of non-metal atom. Let's see some example. The first example, formation of magnesium oxide, MgO. Magnesium metal atom loses 2 electrons and it changes into positive ion, carries 2 positive charges. Oxygen, non-metal atom, tends to gain 2 electrons to complete this outermost energy level with 8, which are lost by magnesium atom and changes into a negative ion. Here, oxygen gains 2 electrons, which are lost by magnesium atom, and it changes into negative ion. Here, a strong ionic bond is formed due to the electric attraction between the positive magnesium ion and the negative oxygen ion, forming an ionic molecule of magnesium oxide, MgO. Let's see another example. Formation of sodium chloride molecule, NaCl. Sodium, Na, tends to lose 1 electron and changes into positive ion. Chlorine gains 1 electron that loses by sodium and changes into a negative ion. Also, a strong bond is formed due to the electrical attraction between a positive sodium ion and the negative chlorine ion, forming an ionic molecule, NaCl, sodium chloride, that's called table salt. How is ionic bond formed? Metal atom loses 1 electron and it changes into a positive ion. Non-metal atom gains the electron lost from metal atom and it changes into a negative ion. Number 3, a strong electrostatic attraction between positive and the negative ion occurs through the ionic bond. Let's see some exercise. Question number 1. Write the scientific term in front of each of the following. Number 1. An atom that has lost an electron or more during a chemical reaction. Atom has lost an electron. It is called positive ion. Number 2. A bond resulting from the electric attraction between positive ion and the negative ion. It's called ionic bond. An atom gained one electron or more during the chemical reactions, gained one electron. So it is called what? It's called negative ion. Let's see question number 2. Here, electron configuration of sodium 2, 8, 1. Cl 17, chlorine 2, 8, and 7. And here molecule NaCl, because here sodium loses one electron and changes into positive ion, carry positive charge, one positive charge. And here chlorine atom gains one electron that lost from sodium atom and changes into negative ion. And here electric attraction between sodium ion, sodium negative ion, and chlorine, sodium positive ion and chlorine negative ion, and form NaCl, sodium chloride molecule. Here type of bond, ionic bond. Ionic. Thank you for your watching. Prepared by Mr. Rami Gibali. I'm a science teacher. Goodbye.